Hello, Parm Eftekari here with GTRA. I'm joined with Chris Sibold, who's the Federal Channel Manager for AirWatch. And Chris, we've heard a lot over the past days and obviously the past several years about the increase in mobility and bringing your own device and the mobile trend in government. And if you can tell the audience a little bit, first of all, what do you see as the biggest challenges the government faces as it relates to mobility?
Sure. So the biggest one that I would say right off the bat, and what I'm hearing from government leadership, it's really a policy issue, as that the technology is there, but not necessarily the policies that the government has for their typical IT organization and that they utilize their infrastructure, but it can't rapidly adapt those policies to enable mobile. So it's really more, they want to embrace mobile, but they're not necessarily sure how to go about changing the policies to do that, or can't do it quickly enough as they would like to.
Interesting. So on that notion then, what do you think some of the, what would be some of your suggestions in terms of how to deal with that issue and bring about that change that's so desperately needed?
So I guess it's thinking about really aligning your strategy, not necessarily from, there's the technological decision makers, and then kind of across the board here, you have your procurement channels, and it's really got to be a team approach.
Yeah.
Because if you go through this more typical standard way of doing business, of defining your requirements, pitching it over the fence, and going into the procurement world, particularly in the pace of mobility and the rapid innovation of technology, by the time you define a solution, get it implemented, it is going to be obsolete already. So it's got to be a new approach and with a goal of getting things up and running much more quickly.
Absolutely. So tell me a bit about AirWatch and what's unique about your company's approach to solving this issue.
So AirWatch is the world's largest pure-play MDM provider. We're twice as large as our nearest competitor in terms of company size and our number of customers. The thing that I would say particular to government that's really unique about us is probably two big things. Is the fact our solution is designed to be highly scalable and multi-tenant. So every deployment in the world of mobile devices that's managed by MDM that's larger than 20,000 devices, as near as we can tell, is managed by AirWatch. That's from what we can find.
Wow.
So again, we kind of are proving our our highly scalableness and our multi-tenancy. So the fact that it's multi-tenant and you can tie into disparate back-end systems across a large dispersed either geographic or functional organization makes it a great fit for government, because every department is widely dispersed. Again, there's multiple back-end systems to tie into, so that's something that really sets us apart. The other piece is the fact that you obviously want to approach mobility from the perspective of security, but we would talk about a full enterprise mobility approach in terms of device level security, email management that may or may not be containerized, which is something that you hear about before. But also too, you have to talk about applications and the security and distribution of those, and then even content down to the device. Our chairman has this great catchphrase. He says that mobility can be death by 1,000 cuts if you don't do it right. And so taking that full platform approach allows us to address all the 1,000 cuts so it doesn't kill your organization.
Fantastic, interesting. So lastly, I want to shift gears here and ask you a little about your thoughts on GTRA. Kind of what do you think is unique about this model that sets us apart from our competitors, and why do you think this is a valuable forum to be a part of?
Sure. There's two big things right off the bat. Is the first the level of attendance from government. So you've got all the representation you'd want, but it's high-level leadership. They're fully engaged. It's great conversations, learning about what their challenges are, and then two, the roundtable approach. So the fact that I'm not sitting at a booth somewhere trying to hand out flyers, is that I'm actually sitting down having a discussion with people, and trying to understand how we might be of service to them. So that really sets it apart, makes it extremely valuable.
We're glad to hear that, Chris. Well, hey, thanks for your time. I look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you.